In this video, I sit down with Joseph Montoya. He's a detailer out in Austin, Texas. He went from working at a dealership as an employee. He quit that job, started a detailing company, has 6 men on his crew now. Super, super cool story. He's got a lot to tell. Should be really interesting for you guys. Let's jump into it. See you in a second. Hey, sorry for interrupting the video. Just want to take a quick second to tell you all about this free 90-minute masterclass we have for beginner detailers making under $10,000 per month in their business. In it, I give you 5 free marketing tactics, free social media posts, 30% off an online booking software, and a lot of other free giveaways. If you're interested and you want to grow your business, start taking it seriously, you can use these marketing tactics to make thousands of dollars per month for free. You can check it out. The link to it's in our bio, in the description of this video. You can find it pretty much on all our social medias. But yeah, go check it out now, and now we'll get back to the video.
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Yeah, so basically...
Sorry I'm running a little late, man. It's been one of those mornings.
Yeah, no problem, dude. No problem. But yeah, basically I was thinking just kind of jump right into it, just ask you some questions about how you got, where you are now, how you got started. So if you want to tell everybody, you know, what your company's called and how big y'all are now, and then we'll kind of go back to when you first started.
My name is Joseph with Top of Line Detailing. I've been in business 10 years. We are a 6-man crew, 3 mobile vans. I've been detailing for probably 35 years at least. Mostly starting the dealerships, running the make-ready departments. And then, that's basically, where I started and where I'm at now. I don't know. I just, my mind kind of went blank. But yeah, I love what I do. I've been doing it for a long time. So I think, like, to be successful in this industry, you want to, give it your all, but more importantly, enjoy what you do. Because if you don't enjoy what you do, then then you're working.
Yeah.
Who wants to work? You know what I'm saying? At least that's my experience. I love auto detailing. I've been doing it for a long time. I'm my own boss. I go to work if I want to, but obviously you got to go to work. I got 2 kids in college, so I got to go to work. But yeah, other than that, I mean, you just, it's just, it's going to be a, how should I say it? A trial and error in business or in detailing. You're going to make mistakes. It is what it is. We all make mistakes in life, in business. But what you take from that, as far as what you learn, and make sure you don't do those mistakes again, that's going to be the important part of actually growing your business and moving forward and being successful. Because if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're going to continue to make those mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. So you said you started in the dealerships, and then now
to Karen Ellis's home.
Yeah. I started.
Head southwest on FM 3405.
Sorry about that. That's my GPS. I started working at a dealership in the make-ready department, like, I want to say 91 maybe. I was 17, 18 years old here in Austin, Texas. And then just went from there, from one dealership to the next. I think I've worked at like 3 or 4 dealerships at the most in that time frame. And that being said, it's just, you got to grow with where you're at. And as far as the company, or as far as like me, in my experience in the dealership, I always give it my all, I did everything I could. But, in any company, if you're not getting paid what you think you're worth, or, for what you bring to the table, then you got to move around. You got to find somebody who values your work and is gonna be willing to pay you what you think you're worth. I started, and they are a I think they're in their 5th or 6th generation family-owned dealership. They've been in business for 100 and something years here in Austin. So I worked for them for 15 years. I managed the make-ready department. I grew from managing the make-ready department to running their used car department as far as inventory.
Then arrive at your destination.
I did all the auction vehicles. I did a lot of their their deliveries, their dispatching, because they did a lot of they would pick up customers vehicles for oil changes, for if you bought a vehicle from them, they would deliver it to you, and they would pick it up. So I did a lot of the dispatching as far as service pickups, sold vehicle pickups, service, everything you think of, I did for them. But then again, you just you got your coworkers that either you get along with and they're working good with them, or you don't. And that was my issue why I went full time with my business, because I was in business with them. I was in business 5 years while I was still doing full time with them. And then, I just got kind of tired of, dealing with my coworkers and all the back and forth. So I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just going to do my business full time alone. Of course,
Okay.
like I said, I have 2 kids. I have a wife. I had a mortgage. And at the time, my wife's like, are you fucking crazy? You know what? We got a mortgage. We got kids, one in college and another one fixing to, going to high school and then be in college soon. She's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do if it doesn't work? But it was like, do what you gotta do. I understand, and if we leave it in God's hands. And in my 10 years of business, I've seen that, and it's been proven. A business is going to survive after 5 years. After 5 years, if you're still in business and you're doing good, you're going to survive. And if the first 2-3 years in business, if you're not making ends meet, if you're not building your company, then it's just known you're just not going to be successful. And like for me, like almost 10 years later, I've been good. I work hard. I put everything into my business. And that being said, like, for me, like I said, I'm here in Austin, Texas. So probably the last 6 months, man, it's been tough. It's been rough, up and down. I don't know why, because I've been in business 10 years and I've never had this issue where, yeah, you're going to get your slow months, your slow weeks or whatever, slow days. But the last 6 months for me has been, tough.
Really?
One job, trying to fight for every single job. And but at the end of the day, just like I was saying, I got my faith in God, and God provides, and you just got to figure it out. And the one thing I can tell you, in my experience, and I don't want to sound negative, but it is what it is. I'm not sure exactly where you're at, but like I already said multiple times, I'm here in Austin, Texas. It's a big city. When I started my business 10 years ago, I was actually in Georgetown, which is small at the time, a small town, 30 minutes north of Boston. I didn't realize 10 years ago, I didn't realize how many detailing companies were in the area. There's a shitload. And now, even 10 years later, there's a shitload here in Austin. And the one thing I can say, and I'm sure like any of the big cities or towns or whatever, that have multiple detailers, is, you got your high end, middle, and then you got your detailers that work for free. In my experience, I'm not going to do a detail for $50. I'm just not. Especially being mobile, you got to get to the job. You got your gas expensive, whatever. So in our industry, when you got that many detailers that, I don't want to sound negative, like they don't know their worth, but they're not charging accordingly. I think what the industry should charge across the board, companies like me or guys that are detailing are going to come into that situation where business is slow, business is tough. Customers, people are people. They're human. They're gonna want to find the least expensive restaurant, least expensive tire place, mechanic, detailer. So, if my prices are in $300, $400, $500 range, and so and so down the street's doing the same service at $100, shit, that affects my business. But at the same time, I always tell customers when they call me and tell me, well, so and so can do it down the street for I don't know, $50, $100 less. I'm like, take it down there. You're not going to get the same. Most importantly, you're not going to get the same customer service that you're going to get from me. I'm confident that you're not going to get the same kind of service as far as detailing that you're going to get from me because I've been doing it for 30 plus years. I'm insured for $2 million, so I never have. But if I'm buffing the car and I burn the paint, my insurance is going to cover it. If one of my guys is moving your car and they hit a pole, my insurance is going to cover it. Can you say that for so and so down the street is going to charge you, $100 or $200 less? And people don't fail to realize that part of our business. The experience that we bring, the liability as far as being insured, the experience. So yeah, it is what it is when it comes to that part of the business and growing. Other than that, I mean, it is what it is. It's just like I said earlier. It's trial and error. You're gonna learn. You're gonna make mistakes. Just try to learn from your mistakes to begin with, and try not to make a huge mistake. Like I said, don't back somebody's car into a pole. Don't try to over scrub or agitate a car seat or something because you're trying to get a stain, and then you start to rip the seat or the fabric and stuff. I tell my customers or my guys when I hire somebody, I always let people know ahead of time, and my guys ahead of time is, the first thing you want to do is set the expectations for your customers. I learned that right off the bat. When I started my business, I came across a situation where I washed a vehicle, black vehicle on top of that, and had a lot of hard water spots. And like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, so I already knew it wasn't from us. But the customer's like, well, is it there before? So what can you do? Okay, they're going to blame you right off the bat because you're the last one to wash it. So you know what? We fixed it. We buffed it out. We did everything from there. Moving forward, I made sure that my van had a hard water filter. I make sure the house had, and I make sure I put it on my website. Our water is clean. There's no hard. We're not washed. Our water is filtered. There's not going to be no hard water spots. I pointed that out to begin with, and then I learned to when it came to paint correction. Customers want to pay the least amount. They don't want to pay $700, $800, $1,000 for a single stage 2 paint correction. So in my experience, I learned right away, find the worst area, do a test on it, and let the customer see it and let them know, look, this is going to be your best case scenario for what you're paying me. So you want it done or not? And then you go from there instead of buffing the whole vehicle. And then the customer's like, oh no, I want it to be, 100% perfect when they only want to pay you $100 to paint correct. And then as far as, interiors like carpet and carpet stains, seat stains, you want to find the worst area. And again, do a test area, get extracted, shampoo it, scrub it down, drill it, whatever your process is, and let the customer see what the best case scenario is going to be before you detail the whole vehicle and they're complaining about a stain that is just not going to come out. If you don't set expectations, you're going to fail. When I first started, I did a detail, and customers always going to tell you, oh, it's not that bad. And you get there and you're like, fuck. But if this is not extremely dirty, I would hate for the customer to show me their example of extremely dirty. So like I said, I learned. I detail it, try to get every stain out, and then the customer's complaining about, oh, you couldn't get the stain out, and then 20 minutes later, after talking to them and explaining stuff to them, they tell me, oh, you know what? Yeah, we haven't detailed this car in 10 years. Wow, you haven't detailed it in 10 years, but you complain about a stain that is not going to come out because it's just been there so long. And that's the one thing, like I always tell all my guys, set the standard or the expectation for a customer. This is what's going to be the best case scenario. Are you okay with it? And if you're not, we're going to move on. You're not going to hurt our feelings. Find somebody else that can get it out. And I tell customers all the time, if somebody says they can guarantee it, I hate to tell you, but excuse my language, they're fucking lying. They cannot guarantee you're going to get a stain out. They cannot guarantee that you're going to get a scratch out unless they're paying you accordingly. And most people are not going to spend that kind of money for those kind of results.
Yeah.
Even when they got the money, I've detailed $100,000 vehicles, and the customer's like, well, they're still complaining about the price. They live in a fucking $1 million house. They're driving a $100,000 car, but they're beating me up on the price. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and that's the only thing that I can explain or tell anybody that follows you or whatever, or has any kind of questions about this industry. It is what it is. And in any industry, in life in general, there's two things that I truly live by. First and most importantly, for all you guys that are married, happy wife, happy life. Guarantee that. And second, you get what you pay for. If you go pay $20 for a steak, I guarantee you it's going to be beef jerky. If you want a good steak, you want it to melt in your mouth, you're going to pay $100, $150 for it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is. Common sense.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. So, how do y'all market? Like since you started by yourself, and now you have a few trucks. Obviously, you had to scale up at some point and get more jobs. I was wondering how do you get customers?
Yeah, in my experience, marketing is going to be the toughest part of building your business, because I tried Google Ads when I first started one time by myself, and I think if you don't know the ins and outs and the analytics about all that, you're gonna spend money. And in my experience, you pay for clicks, and a click is not gonna get you a job on the books, plain and simple. And in my experience, a click is gonna be people, like the saying is, the people that are kicking the tires. They're trying to fill you out. They're trying to see where your price is at. They want to see if they can lowball you or whatever. And then I tried Yelp when I first started my business. And of course, with them, you can set in Google as well, you can set a daily spend or whatever. And of course, I had a $300 limit. When I got to that, close to that $300 limit, I canceled the services. I didn't want to do the ads no more. When the month came up and I was billed, I got billed for $600 when I stopped it at $300. Okay, whatever. I called. I explained the situation. Hey, I had a $300 whatever. The guy I spoke to was a straight asshole. Excuse my language. Well, his thing was, well, you were on the app and the app doesn't update with the actual data, whatever. I don't know what that has to do with me, because that's on Yelp's end, right? It's not my fault that y'all don't update your shit in time. So I was like, okay. And he was like, well, whatever. So I they already had billed me. So what can I do? I said, okay, fuck it. I paid $300, and that's what. And this was like 2 years into my business. So this was like 8 years ago. So for those 8 years, somebody from Yelp called me every damn day, and I continue to tell them, I don't want to do business with Yelp, blah, 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 whatever. And I will continue to tell them, this is my issue. I said, a billing issue. I said, and that's, and you know what? And that's what sucks. And I told the Yelp people the last 8 years, if the guy would have put me, if the guy that I was speaking to would have said, you know what, Joseph, let me see what I can do. Let me speak to a supervisor. If he would have put me on hold, even if he didn't call or talk to a supervisor, and then came back online and said, Joseph, I did everything I could. I tried, but it is what it is. I would have been happy. Maybe not happy because I spent 600 when I thought I spent 300. So I would have been okay with it. At least he tried, even if he hadn't tried. But he was just a straight asshole, straight up again. Blamed everything on me. So I said, okay, no problem. Fuck it. Never do business with you up again. And I'm not bullshitting you. Since then, for 8 years, they call me, oh, we've done things different, same bullshit. So last year, maybe October, November, because like I said, business has been real slow. So like, you know what, Joseph, come back with us. Things have changed, this and that. We're going to give you, $900 a free spin when you spend with us. So I said, you know what, I'm getting all this. I'm going to try them. Fucking mistake. Same thing happened to me. I don't think it wasn't the whole like 600, but it was like 3. I stopped it at like whatever it was, $200, and I was still charged like double that. So in my opinion, for anybody in detailing want to do any kind of marketing, do not waste your money with Yelp. You are going to pay for clicks for people that are kicking the tires. And then back to Google. I'm on Facebook all the time and looking. So I tried a company. I'm not going to say their name because it's probably not their fault. But anyways, and the reason I went with them because they told me we're going to charge you $1. And they did. I'm not lying. They sent me an invoice for $1, paid $1. And they said, well, we recommend you spend $30 a day, Google ads, whatever. I spent like $500, $600. I got one job through Google ads for $100. And I was like, I text the guy, I said like, you know what? It's just not gonna work, bro. I'm not gonna spend, within that month time at $30 or whatever he asked me to spend, it was gonna be like $1,000 for the month, plus his $1. But moving forward, it was gonna be like $500 or $600 a month for them to run the ads for me. And I was like, you can't, you're not, who wants to spend $500 for somebody to do marketing for them? And then $30 a day for ad spends, which comes out to, it can come out to $1,500 a month if you're only going to make $500. You're in the fucking hole already $1,000.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
The math doesn't add up.
Yeah. So in my experience, word of mouth, customer service, customer service is going to be the top. You want to be professional. You want to talk professional to customers. I just brought this up to my wife the other day. I was at Home Depot picking up something, and it was a painter. So let me backtrack. So professional, you want to be professional, speak professional, look professional, dress professional. So going back to what I was saying, it's Home Depot, a guy, he's a paint company, shirt and everything. His pants hanging off his ass. You can see all his boxers and everything. And I'm like, as a business, why would you hire? I don't care how great a painter he is. He's your image. He represents your business. And that's why I tell my guys all the time, be groomed. Make sure your car's clean. Don't be a detailer and show up to the job and the van's dirty. Be organized. Make sure all your stuff is laid out, professional, whatever. Dress professional. Because you're an image of my business, and that's my name and my business, my reputation. So you always got to make sure that you present yourself professionally. People are gonna be. Let me show you a check right here. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see it. I don't know how to fucking show it to you. I got 2 RVs right here. I don't know if you can see that. Mm-hmm. 2 RVs. Customer just wrote me a check for almost $1,900. So they don't mind. You're gonna find those people that write those checks. They don't give a shit. They write the checks. Be professional. Do your best. And you're not gonna have a problem. You know, I did 2 jobs I did 2 days yesterday for a repeat customer. We did Mercedes AMG, Subaru Outback, our premium detail inside and out, and then we did a quick single stage on the BMW. He wrote me a check for $2,000. We came back the next day. We did his Jeep, a motorcycle, and a '51 Chevy truck, premium. Washed them, premium detail inside and out. He wrote me another check for $1,200, $3,200 in 2 days. You can make money. You can be successful when you market yourself or you find those customers that know the value of your work, plain and simple. And the guy that I did that wrote me those $3,200 for 2 days last week, I've been detailing his vehicles for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. So there are customers, and you can make a lot of money in this industry. You just gotta put in the hard work. You know, I know people, because I found a lot of guys on YouTube, and they're like, well, you don't need to buy the most expensive tools. No, you don't. But you know, if you're gonna spend the money, you might spend the money on the good shit, because the good shit's gonna last longer. They just don't. I don't care what anybody says. They're just gonna work better. You know, you can buy you a porter cable, because I did when I started my business. Bought 2 of them because it was some kind of package deal, and I was doing an RV, and they both broke down. They both broke down on me midway through the job. Now I only buy roof heads. So yeah, you know, when you invest the money, invest it on the good stuff. If you're starting your business, the few mistakes that I made was I started my business, and yeah, I dealerships are good when you first start your business to a certain extent, because like I said, I did a lot. I worked in the dealership industry for a long time, so I knew a shitload of people. So I was able to go into all these other dealerships, and because I knew people, and I was able to get connected with them and start doing their details. The mistake I made was I bought too many bottles. I bought too much chemicals. I bought too much stuff, equipment to set up, because I'm the type that I want to make sure that every single one of my techs has every single thing they need, even if they only use it once a month, every 2-3 months. I want to make sure everybody has what they need, and that's my mistake that I did at the beginning. I did it too early instead of waiting until business grew. As far as dealerships, you know, they don't want to pay a lot. They're not going to pay you much. They want everything for nothing, and they're going to give you the worst cars to clean. The only good thing is if you get into a decent dealership where, you know, when I started my business, we're doing 1,000 cars a month through there, you know, but we're charging $75 a car. That's $7,500 a month, which is good money. But you know, you still got to put in your expense and everything like that. And then, you know, 50 of those cars might be like what they say, disaster details, and the other 50 might be, you know, simple wash, vacuum, wipe it down, put the protection, put them on the lot. So that's the flip of the coin when it comes to dealerships. But yeah, when times are tough, winter, stuff like that, yeah, you want to get in there, maybe do everything yourself, or keep it limited to 1 or 2 guys where you can generate some kind of income, keep you afloat. But you know, all the other times, summer times and all that, you want to market the paying customers, retail, what I call retail customers. You want to make sure you get the people that are willing to pay, you know. And then sometimes, yeah, you got your customers that are going to pay the top dollar, and then you got the customers that are trying to beat you up in price. And me, I'm quick to be like a customer. Like right now, a lady just texted me about, I actually talked to her yesterday or the day before, and then she was on my website, and I saw that she didn't select the service. So me, I always follow up with customers with the text, and she's like, well, I couldn't figure out, whatever. She wanted an RV clean, and I give her a price. And oh no, well I need to be in the like $300 or $400 range. And I'm like, why am I going to go detail full size RV for interior for $400 when I can charge $300 for an interior on a 4-door sedan? So you got to weigh out your options, set your prices accordingly. Yeah, now if she would have told me, okay, Joseph, $600. Oh, I might go do it for 600. And I think her RV is a Winnebago's. I think she said it was like 40 feet. When we detail RVs inside interior, we scrub from the ceiling to the floors, bathrooms, showers, cabinets. We make the beds. We do a wide range of things. We don't go in there and just vacuum it and whatever. And that's what I try to tell customers all the time. Like, we're not the vacuum it, wipe it down, tell you we detailed your vehicle. We're going to scrub, agitate everything, refer protection on everything. Fabric, carpets, mats, fabric protection. Leather seats get a protection. Plastic and vinyl, all door panels and dash cup holders, vents, everything gets a protection to make sure your vehicle's protected from the UV lights and all that good stuff. So customers don't fail to realize that that you're going above and beyond, and hopefully you're spending the good money to make sure you provide your customers a great service, and they're going to get the protection that they're paying for.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. I think so. A lot of the guys I work with are beginner detailers, like solo detailers,
Right.
which is why I reached out to you. I think a lot of them are striving to have multiple vans, have a crew. So it's just it'd be cool for them to hear what it actually is like to get there. If there's anything else you would say to a beginning solo detailer who's trying to grow, I'm sure they'd like to hear it.
The main thing, the most important thing is, because I started off as a DBA, my name, my business. If there's anything you can take from us speaking, there's two things I want to point out. At least two things, like most important than anything, is be insured. Make sure you got some kind of garage keepers insurance and stuff like that. You never know, shit happens. And second is, separate your business from your personal finances. Get an LLC, your business. It doesn't cost that much, few $100 or whatever. Set yourself apart from your business and your personal. And then third is like, know your worth. Don't do a full fucking detail inside, outside the engine, everything for $200-$300 because a lot of people think, oh, it's only gonna take me 3 hours and I charge $300. That's $100. That's $100 an hour. Yeah, if you're a DBA or whatever, you're making $100 an hour, but detailers don't fail to realize you got your chemical expense, your insurance expense, you got this, you got a lot of expenses that are coming off the top of that. And then you always want to make sure, like, you charge accordingly, because there's gonna be a time where you're gonna have one of those lowballers come in, and you might be tight, money might be tight, and you might have to take that job. So you want to make sure that your overall revenue is higher than lower. And other than that, I mean, you just make sure you always dress professional, speak professional, and set expectations for what the customer expects. You know what I'm saying? If they're paying you $50 to detail the interior, don't try to take out every stain, because you're just not. If you overdo it, you're gonna rip something up, you're gonna tear something up, it's gonna end up costing you money. And other than that, just stand by your word and your commitment to grow your business and be professional. And more than anything, just continue to uphold our industry, like to a high value, because they could take it down the street to the car wash and run through the car wash, which they're going to put 1,000 scratches and marring and swarm marks into the paint. They're going to vacuum in and wipe it down, and they're not going to pay attention to the cracks and crevices and all that. So you want to set yourself apart from everybody else. You can be the $50 detailer, or you can be the $800 detailer. It's just where you want to sit in that spectrum and how important it is for you to grow your business.
Well, awesome, man. Thanks, Joseph. I'll let you go. I know we've been talking for almost an hour, so
Yeah.
I'll let you continue your day, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Yes, sir. Anytime, any of your guys, anybody who follows you, if they got any questions, just give them my information. They can follow up, and I'm here to help anybody, man. It is what it is.
Awesome. And I'm going to reach out. I want to get the name of your business. I don't know if y'all have social media or anything, but I can tag y'all in our
Yeah,
post.
we do.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha. Sounds
Awesome.
good.
I'll get that. I'll
Yes,
get
sir.
that from you then.
All right. Thank you.
All right. See you, man.